If no one's told you yet, don't get pregnant. Do not get pregnant and do not have that baby if you do. Catch it early and put a end to it. Have been going on since ancient times.
She said deletions of babies have been going on since ancient times, right? That's what she's talking about here.
It's not some.
You guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy JLerone with JLerone Presents. As you see here, another feminist telling women not to have kids. Basically, I guess you want them to get an AB. If they find out that they are indeed pregnant, they should get an AB. Just some more delusion from these females, man, from these women. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the rest of this video. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share. It helps the channel grow. All right. Before we get to this video, I need y'all to do one more thing for me real quick.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me.
Yeah, sorry about that. This thing acting up. But yeah, acknowledge me. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the video, man. Let's finish this up.
New taboo thing. This is something that has been happening for ever. The spirit will understand that you don't have the time, place, or money and mental capacity to let its journey come through. The spirit is totally fine with going back. Men are plotting on your womb. Men plot on the womb of women because they want to keep them in their lives. That man literally said, I won, you're my baby mama. Doesn't have anything to do with the children being beautiful, the joy of being a father. No, I won because you're my baby mama. What kind of shit is that? Stop having babies by ain't shit. Because what you're doing is birthing low-wage workers for the government. That is why they want to take away abortion. They need McDonald's workers. They need people to answer the phone at dentist's office. Having a baby by somebody that isn't going to partake in the journey with you of raising that individual, that is how women end up looking in the mirror and not recognizing themselves. Everything that made them is now gone and diminished.
Well, that's because a lot of y'all are making bad decisions and having kids by men that you pretty much know ain't worth nothing. So it's all about who you having your kids with.
Ashes, and dust. Almost to a point where she knows she's not going to get that back, even when that kid is 18. Because even if you're a horrible mom and you don't give a what happens to them after, you still don't have your youth anymore. You don't have that young juice. The kid stripped you of all of your juice. Granted, this doesn't happen every single time, but more times than not, that happens to women. Stop birthing these babies at such a ridiculously young age. You know damn well you don't have no money, you don't have no car, you don't even have a place to stay. Do you have anything in your name besides a phone bill? If you even have your phone bill in your name, no. These are the things that older women need to be telling us, teaching us, and mentoring us on, but they already made that mistake where they could really give two if you ruin your beautiful, sexy 20, 30 some year old body.
I mean, I agree with her about not having kids at a very young age because you don't really, and if you really don't know the guy, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be having sex like that. You should use protection if you do, but you shouldn't be, I agree, you shouldn't be having kids at a young age when you don't know who these guys are. You don't plan on marrying them and stuff like that. But her reasoning behind it is something totally left about why she shouldn't be having kids. Like she said, you know, you're going to be producing kids that ain't going to do nothing but work at McDonald's and be this, that, and the third. Push that to the side. But like I said, it's more feminist talk for more feminist talk. That feminist mindset. That's all it is.
Now, on a larger scale, I agree with the message, right? But like, listen, we should have known. You see the tint. It's not very obvious, but the blue hair is there.
Yeah, you can see it.
Put that coffee down.
Put that coffee down.
You guys hear the motivation of don't have children comes down to maintain your beauty, me, your body, taking away your identity, and nothing mentioned about using protection. Nothing mentioned about maybe closing your legs more.
Yep.
Oh, but Chisha, what about the men? The men too. I've said it plenty of times. You shouldn't be out here. If your goal out here is to chase cheeks and you lack sexual discipline, you're also setting yourself up for failure.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Now back to this chick. No mention, no accountability for the women. Oh, they're trying to trap you. Can't you see they want to trap you? Nothing about being less of a 304, which I think is just ridiculous. Now, I agree with the rest of the stuff. You shouldn't be having a bunch of kids if you don't have help, if you don't have a husband, if you don't have somebody there to help you. I don't think that you should be planning to have children without help. But I think the motivation for all this is also just as important, right?
Lost there, so you should lose yours too. You shouldn't have it as long because I didn't have mine for a long time. These are the things that they should be telling us, okay? Learn by watching. Learn by watching. I know experiences teach you, but if you just take a second to reflect on other people's lives and the decisions that led up to those points, you'll learn something yourself.
Ooh, these women are cooked. These chicks are cooked. You know why? Because this advice, though it may seem fairly beneficial, right? What she's saying is wait for a man who's going to marry you. Here's the problem. You're not giving marriageable advice, right? You're setting these chicks up to now start freezing their eggs, which may be best, which may be best, which may be best. I think one of the most arrogant responses I saw recently was a video of a woman who said, the reason I don't have any children, not that I wanted to have children, but it was the reason she gave, is because I couldn't find a man who was good enough.
One huge reason that I decided to never have kids is because I have never in my entire life met a man who was good enough to be the father of my kids. I've never once in my life met a man who was tall enough, who was stable enough, who was handsome enough, who was intelligent enough, who had the right features, who had the right family history, etc., to be considered to even be in the runnings to be the father of my child. And I'll never in my life forget one time one of my perpetual baby mama ex-friends asked me, well, why don't you have kids? We're about to be in our 30s. It's time. And I looked at her and I said, I've never met a man who's good enough to be the father of my child. This woman turned to me and said, oh, that part doesn't really matter. If you really want to be a mother, if you really want to have a baby, it doesn't really matter who the father of your kid is. You having the baby is the most important thing. I honestly had to stop being friends with her shortly after that because she felt some kind of way about that conversation. If you're a child-free woman and women with kids keep coming around you chirping about why you don't have kids, let them know that you actually have high standards for the man you might one day reproduce.
But a lot of y'all standards are too high, right? She's wanting a man that's impossible to find. And then her friend is telling her it doesn't matter who he is or what he looks like or his character or anything like that. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? It's like she has impossible standards and her friend is telling her, oh, just have a baby by anybody. I don't know what this world coming to. Crazy.
That's why it's not been so easy for you like it has for them.
Listen, I support the child-free women because I support the child-free men. I don't think that we should be forcing people who don't want kids to plan to have children. Right? This is a different conversation from the whole deleting babies or whatever. But to tell people like you should be a mother, who wants to have a mother who knew that they did not want to be a mother in the first place, right? That makes sense. But again, you got to think of the arrogance right there of saying, I couldn't find a man, and this is most chicks today with their unrealistic standards. A lot of them will have this song. Meet them in their 40s. The chicks today who you see, what are they going to say? I couldn't find a man who was tall enough, just like she said, good looking enough, who made enough money, etc.
Yep.
Insane, crazy. Listen, of course, I'm curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, man. Shout out to She's Zed. But yeah, man, these women they're unrealistic. They set these standards so high. You know, like the ones with the list. If you watch Kendra G, these women be having these lists. You know, 30 different things on a list. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to find it. You're not going to find a man that checks off all your boxes, right? It's you know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to be what you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? If you got 30 things on a list, you might find a man with 5 or 10 of them, right? So the rest of it, you know, you got to pick and choose. Okay, what's more important, right? You're not going to, a man is not going to hit every checkpoint on your list. So, but yeah, like I said, it's these impossible standards, these impossible, you know, they're looking for that needle in a haystack, right? But you guys, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. All right. It's your boy JLerone with JLerone Presents. You guys, please be good to yourselves. By all means, let's be good to one another. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Buck you naked.
Please hit the gym. Please hit the gym, and the pH needs to be balanced as well.
I've been drinking.